Hello there, ladies, and welcome to Madgod Machinations. I am, of course, the Madgod, and today we're playing a bit of Hearts of Iron 4, and we're going to go to World War II, the championship of all wars. It's going to be scary and awesome, and I've played a good few Paradox games. If you've watched the channel before, you'll know this. If you're new, hello, welcome. But I've never really played a Hearts of Iron game. This is the first one I've ever picked up. I picked it up a couple of days ago. I've had a bit of play around so I can kind of learn the buttons. And as the title is given away, and as this continue menu will give away, we're going to play as Ireland. Why? I'm from Northern Ireland. Seems like I could play as Britain and have Northern Ireland, but these are one of the big people. They expect you to play as those. I want to be the Republic. So before we get in, however, we have some objectives for this playthrough. Objective number one: survive. And that's pretty much it. that's number one objective. Can I make it through the war and not get all fucked up? I think that's a pretty good objective. Objective 2, and that's kind of the interesting objective. I plan, as Ireland, to take Berlin. I intend to be the guy to charge into Berlin and go, ha 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 ha, you're now mine. And fuck it. I'm going to go in there and kick Hitler in the face. That's the plan. But to do that, I have to take Berlin. It has to be Irish troops storming into Berlin. Third objective is is kind of not a major objective. I'm going to try and grab as much land as possible and build and end the game with Ireland having more than Ireland started with. Because Ireland is kind of not really a good nation to start with. You don't really get a lot. I have a plan for what I'm going to do. But one thing I will have to do is turn on historical AI focuses. If you turn this off, everyone doesn't really do what they did in history. I'm going to admit something. This is the second attempt at this playthrough. The first time, I deactivated historical AI focuses, and I turned Germany into a massive wimp who got all fucked up before the end of 1940. Literally, they didn't last a year in war. Yeah. So, I'm going to turn it back on. Because that's the thing. It got really bad, let's say. The attempt of the playthrough, I was doing fine. I was doing great. I had like 12 parts recorded. It was awesome. And my plan was going so well. And then it all got fucked up by the fucking British. I don't know what the British were doing, but Germany was weak and Britain kicked their fucking ass. And I was so annoyed. But we're going to try again. So that's the goal. Survive World War II, storm Berlin, grab as much territory for Ireland as possible, have some cake. That's the plan. And you're going to get to join me for this lovely adventure. So, regular difficulty because I'm not a veteran yet. Historical AI focuses on. I don't really care about Iron Man mode. And let's go. So, here's the problem. The first problem we face right off the bat. As I mentioned, Ireland's a bit shit. We have very few resources. So we have 3 steel and 2 aluminium. That's not. Look at Britain. They've got tons of stuff. Everyone else, tons of stuff. Me, fucking nothing. Sorry. I just had a sandwich to calm me down from the last playthrough. There was a lot of salt. I deleted those videos. You'll never see the salt, but trust me, there was salt. We don't have much of an army. We don't have a lot of manpower. We don't really have much of anything. I have a plan, however. The plan is I'm not going to build a ton of stuff. I'm going to build like maybe 3 divisions, and I'm going to make them chunky to start off with. That's before the war even begins. We'll have 3 divisions. They'll have a bit of chunk to them, and that's kind of the plan. We're going to be artillery focused on our. We're going to have a lot of artillery in there, like a line of artillery and a couple of support artillery as well. We're going to have subs as our pretty much the entirety of our naval force, and we're going to get a nice air force, mainly for support purposes and air superiority purposes. I've kind of got a plan in my head, and I'm pretty sure, depending on how the war goes, we're not going to be like doing the big long front lines and pushing slog. We're going to let the Allies kind of take care of things first of all. We're not going to join the war straight away. But once they all get in and the war's kind of settled and I'm at the point where I'm ready to go in, I'll join in and say the beachhead of Gibraltar, like the fighting in Spain, and Britain are kind of stuck here. I'll join in and just go yoink and just take little short bursts, but really targeted. And the idea is that eventually I'll build up, grab a bit of territory, build up. That I can go into the German Reich and get to Berlin and kick Hitler in the face. That's the plan. If the plan doesn't work, if the war doesn't go squiffy, and somebody else takes Berlin, if it's the British again, I'm going to be really, really annoyed. But like CK2, there's a bunch of stuff we need to get started off with. So this is our research screen, if you're not familiar with the game. This is to get my production up and running. These are just the things you do, like setting your councillors first of all, the basics that you just need to get going. So I have 3 different researches to get started, and these are the ones I'm going to do. 142, 190, 95, so they'll get done. That one will get done quick. Free civilian factories. National focus. National focus, I'm going to focus on industrial. This will come apart as the game progresses. I'm going to want to get a bunch of military factories. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will also build one of these here. There we go. And that is awesome for now, I think. And then I'm going to go to recruit. I'm going to build train 3, location Munster. That is cool. Awesome. We are now going, and I'm going to bump it up to speed 5 because unfortunately, since we don't have a lot to do, very little is going to actually happen in Ireland. I had to do a lot immediately because then I'll be wasting time otherwise. This is us, Big Dev, Eamon De Valera. We're very democratic. Now, there are other things I can actually do. I can fuck with the world a little bit and just make little tiny changes that might have an impact. For example, Portugal. Portugal are unaligned. They are completely neutral. And I intend to change that. So I'm going to bring democracy to... Did I say Poland or Portugal? Portugal. I'm going to bring democracy to Portugal. Slowly but surely, I'm going to bring just a little bit in. They're focusing on their aircraft, first of all. Germans are already focusing on the Rhineland, so they're going to immediately go to remilitarize the Rhineland, which will piss off everyone. In a couple of months, maybe less than that, we will see the Spanish Civil War kick out between the communists and the nationalists, the fascists. So that'll be fun. But don't book a holiday. Let's put it that way. This is my army high command. They are completely fucking useless, apart from one purpose in life, which is to get me more experience. So I'm going to set them to garrison here, if you don't mind, and then exercise. So they're going to get train up, and get me some of this. Cool. I can use that then to increase my troops and make them better. I have a good template in my mind for how I need to play this game, so I can achieve my Berlin objective and my survival objective. They're kind of interlinked. Survival's first, and to do that I need to build the stuff I need to take Berlin. So it's all linked. One thing I found in my botched playthrough, the Axis are bastards. They weren't even... Germany was getting massively fucked up. Just tons of... Oh dear. Britain was just mauling them at one stage. Italy wouldn't help. Just sat there and watched. Them die. They were part of the Axis, so they just went, I don't really care. Just sat there and watched them get killed. It was hilarious. Spanish Civil War has broken out. There we go. So they're going to fight. Everyone's now going to start to jump in, and maybe. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. It really depends how the game goes. I expected to go a bit normally I played with the historical focuses off because it kind of interests to see what happens, but I kind of expected to go a lot more traditional historical wise now, because that's what I've essentially done. Volunteer only. I don't have a lot of manpower. I am training some troops, which would be fun. How much? 9,000. So I actually don't have enough. Electronic mechanical engineering. Cool. So I got my first bit of research done, which means I can get to work on the radio. Or I could get to work on mechanical computer. No, we'll get the radio. Radio's fun. Except when it kills the video store. I botched that so badly. But let's not talk about that ever again. But it's lovely to have you all here. If you have any tips, by all means leave them down in the comment section below. I am still very new to Hearthstone. Don't expect an optimal playthrough. Let's put it that way. There's going to be mistakes. There will be errors. Point them out. Be civil. We'll be grand. Plus, any helpful tips might help any of the reviewers who want to play the game. Or playing the game. Always fun. I am really curious in Spain because in my first proper kind of playthrough, my test play, I did a lot of work in Spain with my strategy. Worked quite well down there because it was there was the Nazis, there was Spanish, there were the Allies, and I kind of just did my thing and it worked. So this is the template I'm basing it off. I think, well, why can't I go take Berlin? I should be able to go do that. Hopefully I will. We'll see. Tension is already at 5% because of the Soviet Union. So they sent 5 volunteer divisions to Republic in Spain. So they are actually they are trying to make sure that the communists have some fun. These things will have an impact down the line. I am initially focusing on construction because it gives me 3 civilian factories, which will boost my construction rate, which is in here, such as that factory output, or that's the one I'm after. Cool. So for me, my plan is to try and hit my technologies as great as possible to give me the template I need to go and kill people. If it all goes well, and if it really goes well, I should be doing. Things should be good. Logistic. One of the big things I do need to worry about is stockpiling. Having stockpiles is fantastic because it really helps speed things up. Having those resources just go, you can have troops up ready to go because everything's there. The resources are there that you need. Right now we're producing 6 wet guns a day, 6 and a bit. So we got the triggers sitting out ready on the desk for the next day. At least in my mind, that's how I picture the factory working. I have a free factory already, so that's cool. 2, and I am now already out of stuff, which means I'm going to go to my friends the British, dicks. I'm not friends with them right now. They have what I need, but I'm not happy with them. There's a lot of hurt feelings going on at the moment. Construction 1, brilliant. That should speed everything up a bit faster. Let's get to. This is kind of weird. Resource gain efficiency is like plus 10%. I don't really have a lot of resources to gain, so I think it's a bit of a waste. So instead, I'm going to pause just while I'm doing this. I could go into this will help research go faster, or I could go into the stuff I actually need, like support equipment, which I don't yet have. Government is up and modify. I want a captain of industry because he will help speed up construction speeds and infrastructure construction speeds and things like that there. Admittedly, I'm not building any of that stuff right now, which I should be. So we'll bump that up. And that should be done next year. Full year. Jesus Christ. But it'll be helpful. I don't massively need the military factory just yet. The civilian factory would be handy, to say the least. So yeah. Oh, the communists are winning. Well done them. So yeah, I'm quickly blitzing this. My national focus. I'm focusing on the industrial thing. Focusing on the focus. So focus. Focus. Sponsored by the Ford Focus. Not really. It's interesting. This is like the first kind of point where things can turn. You'll either have a communist country or you have a fascist country. That kind of makes France very worried or not so worried. It does really change the face of this front of the war because suddenly France could be surrounded by Axis powers or can actually not have to worry about that side of the world. Concentrated industry is good. We are pumping this out. So I'm going to go into infantry. I'm going to work on support weapons. There we go. Radio. We have the radio. Brilliant. Let us now get radar. Radar towers will be radio detection at least. Italy has just taken Ethiopia. the dicks. So the fascist is trying to build his empire. Yeah, it's really one of the really historical things I always find fascinating is Germany didn't actually want to fight Britain. Hitler was cool with the Brit. He thought the British Empire was the bee's knees. He loved it. But obviously Italy was his partner, and Mussolini wanted to rebuild, in his mind, the Roman Empire. So the key, first of all, was the Mediterranean, which is all this here. He wanted to control all of that. The Mediterranean Sea was his. Fuck off. Which would have mean he would have been brought into conflict with the United Kingdom. Not sure if Hitler would have went, you know what, Mussolini, leave that bitch, you can have the rest. And leave Gibraltar alone, that's theirs too. Or we said, actually, Britain, could you maybe give it to Italy and we could all be cool? Maybe? Yeah. I imagine he would have given France to Italy as well for the Roman Empire, because he wanted all of this. He wanted Lebensraum. He wanted to get rid of everyone here and have it for the Germans. The Japanese were going to be the Asian empire builder over here. The United States, he didn't really want anything to do with. They didn't want anything to do with anybody else at this point either, so it was kind of like, you stay over there, we'll stay over here, we'll leave it at that. So that was his mindset. It's just, I find that fascinating how that would have, how balancing these two nations, if it had actually gone through the way Hitler had wanted, would have worked. In the end, he was still a fuckwit, and he got his ass kicked. So, ha 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 ha. Oh, the communists getting beaten. Fascists must have a friend. Yeah, the Germans and the Italians are sending people in. We now get an infrastructure. Brilliant. Construction level 3. Go, go, go. We now got support equipment, which means build support equipment. Let's drop that down. Drop you up. Up you. No. 1. There we go. Cool. Yes, I know I'm stockpiling. It's a thing. So immediately we have that just kind of kicking in. Motorized is not a thing we have. Recon and motorized. We'll get motorized. Motorized is kind of key for some things we need as well. It's a basic tech. That's kind of, yeah, let's get this. This is going to be our main force here. So we'll give them a commander. Who we got? Edward O'Brien. Hi, Edward. I need you guys to... Here's your front line. And I need you to exercise along it and get me more experience. Thank you. Now, unfortunately, they are eating up a little bit of manpower because of attrition rates, but we'll hopefully be fine. I doubt the training, they'll be killing each other that much. This is an important war. There's not much happening for me right now. If I was playing as one of the bigger nations, I'd be pressing a lot more buttons at this point. But otherwise, this is one thing I don't like about the game. I can't really do anything here because America has guaranteed everybody because it's sort of their backyard. You can't really fabricate a claim or without pissing off America. It's really, really America, you gotta sort of do that. Fuck. It's really annoying. So our plan is, with our lifestyle tactical units, I think we can do it. The subs are mainly to protect us here, to keep the Germans out. It helps the Allies to have me just being a submarine bastard, pretty much. I find, at least. That's what I found. This war could go entirely different than previous wars. Who knows? Who knows? Construction out. Oh, jeez, we're going for this quick. So we're already up to here. Investing in infrastructure to give us more strategic resources. Well, supply, even. Not strategic resources. That was a complete lie on my part, and I apologise. And I am interested just to see how things progress. Will they all just do exactly what they do? Work on an industrial effort. So he's doing the exact same thing I am, which is kind of scary. I am in sync with Hitler. Right then. There's very little you can say after that point. Democracy is slowly coming to Portugal, which is always nice. I've now got support weapons, level 1. Don't need anything else from here at the moment. So we'll move into here. I could get my recon units, or I could get one of my key components, artillery. Artillery is going to be big for me. I like artillery. park it up, start to blow shit up. All great. We've now got radio. Let's get to work on a slightly bigger one, but this will speed up research across the board. Production, no, construction is what I'm after. I would like to build all my radar towers so I can. It'll help my Air Force when I need to deploy them, target people, and defend me, which is pretty much top of the agenda as things go. We've got low manpower, but we're not training anybody else bar this unit, which is good. We do have the facility. Not yet. Not yet. Could add a mobile group. Almost too far away from that. Okay, into the government. I want to change this to free trade. We are going to do... The reason I'm doing this... My TV's about to switch off. And my controller is not... Work, you bastard. No, there we go. So the reason I'm doing this is free trade gives me a research bump, a factory output, and a construction speed bump. So all the kind of important shit. Pretty much. Oh no! And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of this part. So, we'll have to call this one a day. But thank you very much for watching. I've of course been Madgod. It's been Madgod Machinations playing Hearts of Iron 4. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall see you all next time.